In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King Jr. Silence is powerful, but sometimes it's painful. The quote reminds us that the deepest pain doesn't always come from being hurt, but from being ignored, abandoned, or unseen by the ones we trusted. When people you love don't stand up for you, when friends watch you struggle but say nothing, when family is present but emotionally distant, that silence echoes louder than words ever could. And in life, when things fall apart, when time runs out, the question remains, who truly suffers at the end? Let's dive into this because you might think the other person is suffering. You might believe you are winning. But often it's you who ends up carrying the heaviest pain. Short term pride versus long term pain. We live in a time where cutting people off is seen as powerful, where I don't need anyone is celebrated. But is it really strength or fear disguised as strength? Think about the last time you argued with someone you love, a friend, a partner, a sibling. You walked away. Maybe you thought, I showed them they'll miss me. And maybe they did, but what happened inside you? At night, in your own thoughts, were you really at peace? Because real peace doesn't come from winning, it comes from resolution, truth, and connection. People think silence and distance are punishments. But what they don't realize is over time, the emptiness grows inside them. And it's no longer about who left first or who was right. It becomes about what was lost: friendship, love, memories, trust, support. In the end, when you are alone with your thoughts, that's when the real suffering begins. The unseen suffering in families. Let's talk a bit about family. In many homes, especially in our culture, parents think they are doing the right thing by working hard, being strict, or maintaining control. They think, I'm sacrificing for my children. They will understand one day. This is how I was raised, so this is how I raised them. But when children grow up without love, without attention, without being emotionally hurt, something breaks inside them. They become adults with wounds they don't know how to explain. Fathers who never said, I'm proud of you. Mothers who were too busy or too tired to listen. Siblings who were too caught up in survival to be emotionally present. And then years later, at funerals or hospital beds or empty houses, we start realizing what we have lost. We cry over memories that could have been made. We regret words we never said. So, who suffers in the end? The children, yes, they do. But also the parents who realize too late that they misunderstood what their family truly needed. The things they really needed were time, emotion, connection, understanding. The ego that stole your peace. Ego is sneaky. It whispers, don't text first, don't apologize, don't show emotion. It tells you if they care, they'll come back. But your ego won't hold your hand when you are broken. Your ego won't bring back the people you pushed away. Your ego only knows how to protect, not how to heal. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is not prove a point, but to open your heart, to forgive first, to start the conversation. And if you don't, you might look around one day and realize you are surrounded by your own walls, protected, yes, but also alone. And the pain of being alone, especially when it's your own fault, is a suffering no one can explain. And regret comes late, but with a great price. Life is strange. We don't see the damage right away. We don't feel the consequences instantly, but they're coming. like a slow moving storm, quiet but deadly. You smoke or drink for years, then your body breaks down. You ignore your partner, and one day their love runs out. You abandon your dreams and later feel like a stranger in your own life. Time exposes everything. The mistake we make is believing that silence, delay, or inaction doesn't matter, that people will always be there, that we have time to make things right, but we don't. And the worst kind of suffering is not pain, it's regret. It's when you realize, I could have changed this, I just did it. Now, we have to break this out. We have to prevent and stop suffering. If you're listening right now, I want to tell you something important. It's not too late. You don't have to carry this pain to your grave. You don't have to live with the guilt of things left unsaid or undone. Here is what you can do today. 1. Call that person you miss but were too proud to reach out to. 2. Forgive the one who hurt you, not for them, but to free yourself. 3. Say I love you to someone who hasn't heard it in years. It could be your siblings, mother, father, friend. 4. Apologize to the one you wronged, even if your ego doesn't want to. 5. Spend real time with your family. No phones, no distractions, just presence. Being there with them, talking to them, looking at them, face to face conversation. Because at the end of your life, it won't matter how many likes you got, how much money you made, or who was right in the argument. What really matters is who is sitting beside your bed, who still remembers you with love, who still feels connected to your heart. And these things are the real things that we always miss. You'll never believe, or you can't believe, life and time doesn't wait for anyone. Death is upon everyone's head. Who knows if this is going to be my last podcast? Who knows if I will never be able to see tomorrow? Who knows if you don't wake up tomorrow? Who knows if the world goes another way one day? Who knows? Just think about it deeply and let's get into real connection. Understand each other, the emotions, the feelings. Let's not argue. Let's resolve the issues. Let's not pretend to be winners in arguments. Nobody is a winner in argument. Only both sides suffer, and they both show with different words. Whatever is said in argument is neither true nor correct. Nothing. It is just the pain you want to reveal. Argument will take you nowhere. So I ask you again, who suffers at the end? Not the one who loses the fight, not the one who cries first, not the one who apologizes, but the one who let the ego win. While the heart silently broke, make the right choice now so you don't suffer later. Because healing now is easier than living in regret later. You might lose anything, anybody at this moment. What if, what if there was nobody around you tomorrow? It's you and you alone. And remember what things you could have changed before you never see those people. Why wait for tomorrow? Let's make the right choices today, now. Thank you for listening to Bilal Hamza. If this episode touched your soul, share it with someone, maybe a friend, a parent, a sibling. Let's make sure no one we love suffers alone in silence. Until next time, this is Bilal Hamza reminding you, be brave enough to care, be humble enough to act, and be wise enough to avoid being the one who suffers at the end. Peace and love, Hamza.